Hello, test. All right, so it's good to be back here in Singapore after 3 years because of the pandemic. Um, yeah, let me just close for a while. So my topic, it's already been discussed. Um, we all know that uh, the hello world of hacking cars is, opening the doors of the cars. So this is a sample of uh, a vulnerability called rollback vulnerability, wherein if you capture two valid signals, this is not my car. This is from my friend's car. Two valid signals, you iterate that signal and then replay it. You should be able to open the car. Um, Basically, it desynchronized the key fob. So this is from a 2017 Toyota Rush, which is a common vehicle compact SUV from the Philippines. And this is from uh, my car, which is a 2017 Mazda 2 uh, sedan, wherein um, you can hear the roosters from there, but because we have roosters at home. Yeah. But so yeah, there we have roosters. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, if you try to repeat the three valid key fob signals, I was able to open my own car. So that's why I don't bring that car when I went to the airport in the Philippines because I know it can be stolen. So that's why I have this, which is a Toyota Hilux 2020 that I bought last 2020, which is safer because I tried it with the new attack called the rollback attack, which is a new attack released last year. And so far, it's not vulnerable. It's easier to hack um, cars right now without having to jam or perform a roll jam attack. So with just, oh, where's my flipper? So even kids can do this kind of attack because there's a device called Flipper Zero nowadays. But back in the day, we have HackRF, we have Evil Crow, which is cheaper, and then we also have Yardstick One. After we open the car, what comes next? So that's the topic right now. So after you open a car, you can't just turn on the car right away if there's immobilizer, right? But there are certain vulnerabilities. There's a certain attack in the Canvas code that allows you to open some cars after opening the car. But there are also some vulnerabilities which I have been a witness of because prior to working at VikingCloud, I used to triage bugs for BugCrowd, wherein every car hacking bug bashes, I'm the one who triages bugs. I'm the one who tries to validate the vulnerabilities found by security researchers in the US. And I found it, not me, I was able to witness an attack wherein, despite not being able to open the car using a key fob, by just ripping off one of the parts of the car, and then there's a wire on it called CAN bus wire. So if you measure the voltage to 1.5 or 3.5, from there, you can see that there's data. So if you try to tap on that and use a couple of, yeah, some of my tools are in the car hacking village, but a couple of tools, then you can open the car. So that's an attack called a CAN bus vulnerability that allows you to open a car. You send a couple of data that allows you to open. This one is not that attack. It's a CAN bus attack. So our topic is not about radio hacking, but just to let you guys know that there are a lot of things that's happening right now in the car hacking scene. So welcome to my talk. Welcome to my talk. And our agenda for today is that I'll introduce myself, backstory and background, quick start or basic usage of the tool that I've made. Not this. I'm not the one who made the flipper. Quick start and basic usage of the framework that I made for you to try as well, and a demonstration of the tool, and also I'm open for question and answers. So yeah, I work at VikingCloud as a principal security consultant. I do pen testing and train pen testers as well. So I'm also a RootCon Goon and CFP review board. It's a hacker conference based in the Philippines. I'm from the Philippines, by the way. I just flew out last night. I am not the author of Turla malware. This malware was from Russia. I'm not even Russian, I'm Filipino. So I've contributed to some auxiliary and exploit modules to Metasploit, including hardware bridge. If you're familiar with the hardware bridge for Metasploit, it allows you to interact with the CAN or the controller area network of your car. And then I also had the car hacking village in RootCon and the car hacking village Philippines. So I also love to hack botnets back in the day. And this is a sample Metasploit module that I've written. But our main topic is canTot. This is actually inspired upon the idea of Metasploit's hardware bridge and the post modules related to Automotive. So these are all attacks related to the CAN bus protocol. Thus, it is like Metasploit CLI, but it's not Metasploit. And it is a framework in Python based on the sploitkit development kit. It's a Python development kit wherein it's easier for you to write your own tool and then you modularize it. So my inspiration actually for canTot was based on Metasploit's hardware bridge, and it currently has 10 modules. So there's 10 modules, auxiliary and post modules, and yeah, there's a lot of things that you can try as well from there. Running a hardware bridge, do a CAN flood or a DOS attack from the Metasploit, and put your car in a diagnostic state, and then also get the vehicle information such as the VIN number of the car, and then you can scan the bus for diagnostic modules. And then there's also a very interesting module here, allows you to pop the airbags of your car. So that's kind of risky, right? So the realization and development of canTot is the last Metasploit module for Automotive related to CAN bus hacking was last October 2021. That was 2 years ago. And, a year ago and a half. So this was the diagnostic state exploit post module. And I was the one who created this one, which allows you to put your vehicle into diagnostic state so that you can fuzz your car. I was also the one who created the previous Metasploit modules related to car hacking, namely the ECU hard reset. It's a security vulnerability if you can do that in newer cars, an ECU hard reset using CAN bus, because nowadays, since 2018, most cars have firewalls called SGW or security gateways. And then with the car that I own, Mazda 2 instrument cluster accelerometer mover. It's a fuzzer for the vehicle that I own, which I opened a while ago. I tried also pushing modules related to the Jeep hacks by Charlie Miller and Chris Velasek, but were closed by the Metasploit team. So this is the backstory of how I made my own framework. When was this? This was last October 15, 2021, when my last module that I pushed to the Metasploit framework was denied or closed by one of the Rapid7 team. This is actually my Metasploit module of the hack that Charlie Miller and Chris Velasek made. It allows you to bleed the brakes of a 2014 Jeep Cherokee, and it was patch ready. But still, if you have this kind of car, you can still do it, of course. The explanation of the Rapid7 team is that even with a defunct mode option provided, I'm in favor of not accepting this as an exploit, as a module, because It's not being used by pen testers. Okay, I understand. But why do we have hardware bridge back in the days? So I decided that, okay, I'll just create my own framework. So this was the unreleased version of my module, the Cherokee Kill Breaks, wherein what it does is that it starts a diagnostic session with the ABS ECU, and then it will bleed all the breaks at maximum. And after that, it will close the session. So in car hacking, or in terms of automotive security, we are not just talking about opening the car doors, opening, you know, being able to bypass the firewall. It's also about the safety features of the car. So ISO 2134, I forgot the ISO. I was able to review it last year, but something with automotive security. The vulnerabilities that were explained there are mostly safety features because, you know, it endangers the passengers. So there are a lot of open source CAN fuzzers and analyzers already out there. So there are a lot of tools already open source. We have CAN tools, we have caribou, we have SavvyCAN, we have CMAP, we have CAN Analyzator, and we have Kayak, etc., etc. So these are GUI tools, and there are also tools that are command line. One of which is my favorite, caribou, which allows me to find unified diagnostic services in the car faster because it's a very fast fuzzer. And then there's also CAN tools, which has a lot of ECU unlock modules. But I don't want to follow that kind of footstep. I want to make a repository of vulnerabilities that you can find in your car and play with your own car. So why not create my own framework that contains known CAN bus hacks and attacks? So I created canTot, a fun CAN bus hacking framework you can try, and maybe you can also help contribute. I was able to represent this during DEF CON last year, but this presentation is not a recycle of it because I've added a lot of code on it and also a lot of things on canTot since then. And also added some slides to it and some improvements on the suggestions by some people of the car hacking village in the US. And also, this tool is already part of the ECU simulator by Robert Leal, aka Carfucker. So that's his nickname in Twitter. So this is the basic usage of the framework. We have the help. We always want the help menu, right? And then you have the use, just like Metasploit. If you want to use a certain module, you can just type use and then space, name of the module. And then after that, run. So it's pretty much like Metasploit. And then you have some of the interfaces there. So this is the sample module execution, wherein if you just use space reset underscore mileage, and then after that, you can also set your options by using show options, and then after that, you type the option and then the value of the option. And then from here, you can see from the screenshot that this actually clears diagnostic trouble codes and reset the mileage of the car. On the image below, it's kind of tiny, small, but you can see that there's a data 7DF, and then 0104 55 55555. But it's actually just 01704. You can just do that and then reset your mileage. Now, that's simple. That's the sample module. This is the code snippet of the module. It's pretty simple. And let's just try to get some information about canTot and just run the command line. So it's You can also install this in Kali or any Linux distribution. So you just go to the requirements of the text and you should be good to go. So if we try to go to help, you have the help menu, and then you have show modules. You have a couple of vulnerabilities there. I've compiled some known hacks found by security researchers that you could try, and also some of the hacks that I've done lately with my car or some of the vehicles that I own. So you have candom, and then so what you can see here, I also have a module called Tesla Disable ESP ABS, and you can see that the option for that is it will inject UDS data frames through gateway and disable ESP or the automatic braking system of your car, ECU, at low speed on a Tesla. And then there's also Ford Escape kill engine. This module will kill the engine for Ford Escape 2010 without establishing a diagnostic session and works at any speed. So that's why, this actually works on some Ford Escape versions. So if we try to use that module, we're just gonna use, for example, Ford Escape. Ford Escape kill engine. Okay, so pretty much like Metasploit, and then show options, and then we're just gonna set it to vcan 0 because I made a virtual CAN interface. We don't have an actual car here, right? But if we're just gonna try to dump the data out of it, what's being sent. So if we try to run, this will try to kill the engine by continuously sending this packet, and then it won't start up again until you stop sending the packet. So this is the data that is being sent. It's under the arbitration ID 7E0, and then you are just iterating a couple of data that is on 8 bytes, 0531014044FF0000, and so on and so forth. So we'll try to also get the info. What this, no, I didn't put the info on this one, but I will try to revamp that and put an info when you try. But basically, this works at Ford Escape 2010. It's a very old car, but at least you get the hang of how it works. But there are also newer ones like the Tesla. This is on 2016, so it's not much of a very old car yet. And some 2014 Jeep Cherokees, Mazda 2 2017, 2006 Malibu for older, and 2012. So the reason why you see a lot of Jeeps right here, because back in the day they don't have firewalls that prevents this kind of attack. But if you find a way to be able to bypass their firewall called the SGW, they usually reward $25,000 for that. Yeah. So interesting for people who want to hunt bugs for cars, right? So let's check one sample module again. So you can see from there, it's actually easy to code the module, and you've got the framework, and that's the sample code snippet. If you want to see, so I'll have a demo on the this one. I mean on these snippets. Sorry, it closed my Sublime text. So that you've got the, for example, for Cherokee brakes, there. This is a sample code. Basically, this is the arbitration ID, and then we have the data that is being sent to the CAN bus protocol, and then this actually tries to um, bleed all the brakes on a 2014 Jeep Cherokee. So this was the unreleased Metasploit module that I've made. But there are some things that are still applicable, of course, like resetting the mileage, spam the bus, and then there's also a module that I've written for um, creating a denial of service attack on some buses that are vulnerable to a fire hose attack. This is a known attack in CAN bus wherein you are sending 0 on the arbitration ID and a couple of zeros on the frame data. So on this one, you can cause a denial of service in some cars. I've also, I didn't include one of some modules that I've learned from my triaging days because um, we have an NDA. But there's also an attack recently. This was like 2018 or 2019, wherein if you rip off the chassis bus, I will not name the vehicle. If you just rip the chassis bus, wherein you can see the lights, the back lights of this car, you will see two twisted wires, and if you try to connect it to your tool, to your CAN analyzer, you can open the car. So there's also an attack like that. And then if you're asking what's the most stolen car in the US, it's Toyota RAV4. Who owns a Toyota RAV4 here? Okay, so the Toyota RAV4 attack is, you don't need RF for that. So you just need to rip off one of the parts at the front of Toyota RAV4, and then after that send the CAN bus, or you repeat the session of a CAN bus that allows you to unlock the doors of the car, and you should be able to steal a RAV4. And then after that, when you're inside the car, if you insert a CAN bus analyzer on the OBD2, you should be able to start the car. One of the car hackers that I know, who was my mentor, Ian Tabor, had that kind of incident. So his car was stolen actually because of that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's actually a true story. So this is the download of the framework. It's /shipcode, that's my GitHub handle, and then /cantot. So what's my roadmap for canTot? Compile known CAN bus hacks and vulnerabilities. Right now, I've actually created some modules that allows you to, if you're inside the car already, then it allows you to start the car. But I haven't I need to have disclosure from the owner, from the manufacturer, the brand of the car, that allows me to write that module. So that bug is currently being triaged yet, so that's why I didn't release it yet. And then I want to spread the word about canTot and invite other car hackers and automotive security enthusiasts to collaborate and create modules. And then I want to make canTot as a vulnerability database for automobiles. And then my future dev plan is to improve other options. I want to add info about the module being used, and then add more commands, add more fuzzers, because we want to fuzz some of the things that, some of the IDs in the car. And then ECU unlock modules. I want to include being able to unlock the ECU. And then CAN analyzer module allows you to somehow analyze the frames that are being sent. And then also add more exceptions to some errors. So I had some bugs and some exceptions, so I need to add more on that. And then what is my other plan? I'm trying to port some caribou modules, which is my favorite CAN bus fuzzer. And then I want to reach out to the author of CANTools, aka yet another car hacking tool. He has some good ideas. And then I also have one friend from a known hardware hacker in the US. He will be putting some of his modules related to BMW hacks. um, this is just recently, I also taught ChatGPT to write a module. So how did that happen? So at first I said, ChatGPT, can you create a module using canTot? At first he said, I don't know how to do that. And the next time I said, okay, can you create a canvas in Python? A canvas script in Python, so he was able to do that. And then after that, I showed him I pasted some of my code, just one module, and I told him, canTot, what does the, ChatGPT, sorry, ChatGPT, what does this code do? And after that, he told me what my code does, and after that, I told him to, canvas, I just put, what did I put here? Canvas DOS Python. And after that, he wrote his own denial of service attack in Canvas. So, yeah, interesting. I've also taught ChatGPT how to write a module in unlocking an ECU, because after that, I told him, ChatGPT, can you tell me how to write an unlock ECU module? So, yeah, that's it. It's in the unit test of the code as well. It does not, because you need to refine it. It does not work. But the DOS module works, but this is a draft, so you need to find the right canvas frame. So it's not just one frame that you will be able to unlock the ECU. Yeah. So, but at least he learned something from one code. So that's pretty interesting, right? So as long as you just chat to him the right query, and it should be good to go, I think. So how can you help? If you're a car hacker, if you're into car hacking and you discovered something from your car, just issue a pull request. Or if you want to file some bugs, please do let me know. But please don't bombard me with a lot of bug issues. Just a little bit. Okay. So we're doing a lot of research right now in the Philippines. We're also researching the car hacking scene in the Philippines. Actually, it's easy to buy cars in the Philippines. Here, the tax here is very expensive. I can't afford it. But in the Philippines, you can maintain 2 cars, second-hand cars with just 5,000 USD. So yeah. But we are also trying to build our test benches. We already have test benches at home, but we are trying to, test a lot of hardware. How some of the vehicles in the Philippines can be stolen easy. We already found 2. Here are some of my credits. Is it my time now? Not yet. Okay. So here are my credits. Nickel Bogam for CVE 2022. So there's actually a module, CVE 2022. This guy is into automotive security. I asked his permission to allow his finding to be added on my framework, and I refactored it into my framework. And then, of course, Charlie Miller and Chris Velasek. Without these guys, I won't be interested with car hacking. Ian Sabor for his advices and mentorship. And then the Car Hacking Village, Eric Evanchik for PyVit. It's a module in Python which allows you to interact with the canvas. Alexander Dihon for sploitkit. And then Carfucker, who is the founder of the Car Hacking Village, for the canvas_sids.py inspiration. And of course, my friend and also the co-founder of the Car Hacking Village, and also the author of the Car Hacker's Handbook and Hardware Bridge Inspiration. So without Craig Smith, I wasn't able to write modules for Metasploit. And then memes and images from Google. And I would also like to give shout outs to other car hackers out there. And they already, here in Singapore, you have the ASRG SIN, or the Kampong Security, Car Security Kampong, which allows you to test their car. Test benches, I'm sorry. So, do you have questions before I close my session? Yeah, I don't want to take a lot of time, so that's why I'm kind of fast. So, because we're only 45 minutes, so but it's 3:32, so we still have a lot of. Sure.
You spoke about bypassing those the firewalls and the bounties and stuff. Now, this might come across as a noob question. I don't know much about car hacking, but what do those firewalls segregate exactly? Is it like the CAN network with some internal sort of a network that governs the?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and also it tries to. So aside from that, there's the car has a lot of ECUs, right?
Right.
And then they have different networks each. So they separate. That separates them from above else using the SGW. And then aside from that, there's also allowed messages that will be sent. So the SGW tries to filter that out.
Okay.
Okay. And then aside from that, when he detects that someone is trying to fuzz the session, it will try to disallow those messages. And then also, there is a known attack in some firewalls wherein if you use your own manufacturer's bridge session to connect to the firewall, and then you are able to send a message that allows you to do an ECU hard reset. If you do that message, if you send that message, and then it's successful, if you try to remove that tool again and then replay it with your own tool, if you are able to do that, that's also a vulnerability.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And all of this runs on dedicated hardware. This is not generic computing hardware. These are like embedded
Yeah.
firewall and stuff.
So when you mean embedded hardware for the ECU or
For the firewall, the
for
firewall.
the firewall, I'm gonna give a name on the brand. So mostly it's Bosch.
Okay.
Bosch made a lot of those, and then
And they write the firmware themselves for it and stuff
yes.
like that.
As far as I know, someone was able to bypass that
Okay.
in 2018. I was two Ukrainian guys. They were the ones who gave me one of the tools that I'm using as well. Yeah, but I haven't heard from them now because of the war.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You have any questions?
Does anyone have any more questions?
That's a very interesting question, actually.
Going once.
Thanks for your sharing. Just curious, are there any research or attacks or vulnerabilities on the SGW instead of focusing on the ECU? That means because the SGW is the one that is filtering all the allowed messages.
SGW, right?
Yeah.
Security gateway. Yeah.
Yeah. So are there any research or things that are done to bypass that SGW?
We weren't able. There's this car company that doesn't want us to publish that because they gave us those firewall. So I have at home actually. I have a firewall and I wasn't able to hack that one yet. Even the guys they were able to bypass but totally dump the firmware. They weren't able to do that. Yeah. So, but they were able to bypass the 2018 version. So the problem is they told us that we are not allowed to, because they gave us the right tools for it. Yeah. So that's why you don't see a lot. But maybe for some people who were not given the SGW and then they were able to dump GitHub on the GitHub about it, maybe. But I didn't see anyone. But in Tesla, but this is not SGW. Being able to bypass the ignition of Tesla. There's a guy, a very good guy, Kosek.be. He's a professor at a university in Belgium. He actually did a bypass on a different level, but not on the SGW. Yeah, but that's interesting as well. But it's good that someone publishes, but not from us who worked with the one that implemented that firewall. or else I will get sued.
Okay, so if there are no further questions, can we give Jay a round of applause for his very insightful talk?